were discussing about the subject verb agreement. We discussed many rules, right? And today I'm planning to complete the subject verb agreement. All the rules. Let us revise the rules we discussed here in the class. I request everybody to pay attention because you need to cover. Yes.
Your video is glitching.
No idea, my dear. It is happening right from the morning itself. Is it difficult for you to follow?
Okay, ma'am. Better if you off your video.
1 second. Let me try once again. 1 second. Problem, you just inform me. So let us begin once again. The topic for us to complete. See, many students are here on the screen. I can see only few. Rest of all videos are off. Anyway, you need to come to school. No, coming 15th is the last date given, deadline for you people to come. And anyway, you need to see us here. Then if you hide yourself now, what is the use of hiding you people here? They're in Zoom and all. There is no way. You are planning to come on November 15th onwards here into the campus. Okay, let us begin anyway. Subject to verb agreement. We had a discussion of all the topic. I have told you subject. Let us start from subject once again. I have told you subject can be a noun or a pronoun in form that is positioned usually before the verb in a sentence, except interrogative sentences. You can see rest all sentences. You can see the beginning or the sentences just starting with the subject. Okay, it can be a person or a thing, and that is the main focus of the sentence also. Subject can be a noun or a pronoun in a sentence. And also we had a discussion about a verb here. I said verbs are the action words. Okay, this action is just described, or it is simply done by the subject in the sentence also. And I said there is an agreement between the subject and verb. Another name for this topic is subject to verb concord. It is there in 10th standard syllabus also. So please pay attention here. So subject to verb agreement. The basic rule is if the subject is singular, it takes a singular verb. How to change a verb singular? By adding yes, es or ies at the end. You can change a verb into its singular form. If the subject is plural, you need to use a plural form. It is just like a base form. Okay, so this is the basic rule. Rule number 2, it says that according to rule number 2, it is very, very clear that if we connect two singular nouns with and, I repeat, if we connect two singular nouns or pronouns using and the conjunction, there we need to consider it has plural in number. So we need to use a plural verb. That is why we said he and I. Suppose he is Tom, I is Miss Anju. We are two different persons. Okay. So Tom and Anju, the student and the teacher, connected with the expression or with the chord called and, then we have to go for using only a plural verb because it is two different pronoun. I is first person pronoun, he is third person pronoun, and these are two different persons. Okay, so if it is connected using and the expression, then we need to go for using only a plural verb. At the same time, there is an extension to this rule, rule number 2b. According to rule number 2b, it says that if two nouns, that also two singular nouns, if it is connected or if it is used to connect each other with and, but the two noun, it represent only one thing. Suppose if it is hibiscus, it has another name, that is China rose. Okay, so we are talking about a single one. Okay, these two nouns, it represent only one single flower. So here it is one single idea. There are two different names. Golden showers. Golden shower, in Malayalam, Kanikonna is known as golden shower in English, right? Golden shower, right? At the same time, we can use another word called laburnum. Laburnum is also another name for the Kanikonna in Malayalam. So these two names, it shows that Kanikonna is known as laburnum. Kanikonna is also known as golden showers. Okay, so one single idea. These two names, it represent only one single thing. Even if it is connected with and also, you need to think it as one single and you need to use only a singular verb. At the same time, second one, my friend. Here, my friend and benefactor. We are talking about one single person. Then we have to use only a singular verb here. Again, the novelist and poet. We are talking about one single person. In that case, if it is connected using and also, we need to use only a singular verb. This is an extension to rule number 2. Okay. And rule number 3. According to rule number 3, if we connect two singular nouns or two singular pronouns using with as well as, besides, together with, no less than, except, the word except, the word accompanied by, all these words, all these expressions are used to connect two different nouns or two different pronouns in a sentence, then remember, and these words, if it is written within commas, two single commas, you can consider it has an extension to the subject. There is no need for thinking about the extension of the subject. We can simply strike it out and we'll get only the subject. According to the subject, you can go for using a verb over here. Here in the first sentence, the shop with its article. So shop is the subject, the main subject of the sentence, and I have written a phrase with its article within two commas. Okay, so this with its articles, it is just an extension to the noun shop or to the subject shop. There is no need for considering these extensions. We can simply cut off, or just we can remove these words, or we can just ignore these phrases used in your sentence, and according to the subject, use the appropriate verb there. If the subject is singular, then use only a singular verb. At the same time, if these commas are absent, but still if you find as well as, besides, together with, no less than, and all these words in your sentence, this is the easy method. You can just remove the word starting with these words. Okay, these expressions until, or it should be cut until, or it should be cut the word near to the verb. Okay, so once we remove these words up to the verb, just think about the subject. If the subject is singular, use a singular verb. If the subject is plural, then you can use only a plural verb. Okay, am I clear? Yes. Am I clear? This is an easy method. Rule number 4, we discussed about these rule number 4 also in the class. Here, two singular subjects connected. Two singular subjects connected by or, either or neither nor, require a singular verb. Remember, I'm talking about two singular subject. If two singular subject, if it is used or if it is connected with or, if it is connected with the words like neither nor, either or, then remember, we need to use only a singular verb. I'm talking about two singular subjects connected. I'm not talking about one singular, one plural. I'm talking about two singular subjects connected by. Remember, two singular subjects connected by or, either or, neither nor. It requires a singular verb. Suppose if the example is my aunt, one singular subject, my uncle, another singular subject. So two singular subjects or two singular nouns, if it is connected with an expression or two singular nouns connected using neither nor. Two singular subjects like Mia, Mary, singular nouns connected using either or. Such cases, we need to use only a singular verb. This is rule number 4. According to rule number 5, children, this is just a reverse. Just think about rule number 5, because this is also an extension, or it has a connection with rule number 4. In rule number 4, I said, if two singular subjects. So one among these two singular subjects, if one among these nouns, if it is one is singular, the one is plural, then how to use it? If it is connected using or, either or neither nor, we need to consider the noun closest to the verb. That is rule number 5. According to rule number 5, two nouns, one singular, one plural. Okay. If it is connected using either or, neither nor, or, then we have to consider the noun closest to the verb. Okay. According to the rule number 5, the verb in an or, either or neither nor, sentence agrees with the noun or pronoun closest to it. So either neither the plates, the plates one plural noun is connected using neither nor to a singular noun, the serving bowl. So we, before entering or before filling the blank with a verb, we have to think about the noun closest to the verb. If the noun closest to the verb is singular, use a singular verb. If the noun closest to the verb, if it is plural in form, so here it is plates, it is plural, serving bowl, it is singular. So the noun closest to the verb, if it is plural, we have to use a plural verb. Remember, if two singular nouns connected using either or, neither nor, or, there we need to use only a singular verb. Whereas if one noun is singular, the other one is plural, here we need to consider the noun closest to the verb. If it is singular, use a singular verb. If it is plural, we need to use a plural verb. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
4 and 5 are clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, rule number 6. Rule number 6. According to rule number 6, we must use a singular verb with distances. You may see that it is plural in form. Okay, it is plural in form, but this is giving us an idea of a single unit of distance. We are, by giving an expression 3 miles, here in this sentence, we are talking, or we are giving an idea to the listener that we are talking about 3 miles at a stretch. Okay, unit of distance, or you can say that it is actually a distance, a proper distance, plural in form, but here it is singular in use. Such cases, we need to use a singular verb. Second one, 5 years. You know, 5 years, that is plural in form, but in use, it is singular here. 5 years of imprisonment. We are putting a criminal, or the judge has put a verdict on the criminal. He has to be there in the prison for continuous 5 years. That is his imprisonment duration. Okay, it is plural in form, but here it is singular in use. Such case, we need to use a singular verb. Again, $10 is a high price to pay. Here we are talking about, this is plural in form, but singular in use, because $10, we are talking it is just like a unit or an amount of money. Okay, $10, it's a single unit of money or an amount of money. So plural in form, but singular in use. Okay, so here we need to use a singular verb. Am I clear? Remember, whenever you use a verb with a distance, whenever you use a verb with a period of time, whenever you use a verb with sum of money, we need to consider it has a singular in, or consider it as a unit, and we need to use only a singular verb after this. This is rule number 6. According to rule number 7, I know that we had a discussion about this, all these rules discussed here. Rule number 7, this is actually talking about the collective nouns. Okay, collective nouns. So here with the collective noun like group, jury, family, audience, population. Okay, all these are examples of collective nouns, right? Family. Family means family may consist of 5 members, family may consist of 6 members, family may consist of 10 members. It depends. Okay, many members forms a family, right? So these collective nouns, according to the situation, according to your idea, you can use singular verb or plural verb. Here you are free to use either singular or a plural verb according to the situation. All of my family has arrived. Here I am talking everyone together, or I'm thinking about my family members together as a single family. Okay, unit. Okay, collective noun. So here I can say that I have to use only has. But if I think about different people, family as a 5-member family, or a family consists of 5 members, and those 5 members are my home, means there I can think in the different way also, in a plural way also. So if I use have also, there is nothing wrong. Most of the jury is here or are here. Most of the jury is here. Jury, group of people or a group of members. If it is separate, then I have to use are. If it is together, then I can say that jury has taken a single decision. There, all the members of the jury, they have decided this is our final decision. So there, a single decision, right? All members, they stand together. All members or the jury selected their chairman, means or the jury decided to give an award for this film, means jury's decision is final. They decided they decided this together with a single unit. So we can say that is better. But the jury had different opinion. So if the jury consists of 5 members, 3 supports, 2 oppose. Okay, so that case, you cannot treat or you cannot consider it has a single unit. There we need to use a plural because 3 of the 5 members have a different idea or different opinion. Okay, it is not going together. They have a discussion about, or a 3 are opposing and 2 are supporting. So it is actually talking about different people's opinion, right? They haven't even taken a single opinion on the same. Okay, so there in that case, you can use a plural verb if they have decided everything together. Okay, the word together, the word scattered. From these words, you can even get an idea, okay, whether I should use a singular verb over here or whether should I use a plural verb over here. A third of the population was not in favor or were not in favor of the bill. See, third of the population was not in favor. Okay, or were not in favor of the bill. We can use according to the situation. You can use either singular or plural verbs here. The class has prepared. Look at these 2 examples, children. The class has prepared a program. 9A class, all the boys and girls together, you prepared a program to present. Okay, so the decision, it is a single decision by all the 37 members of your class. Okay, but here look at the second one. The class have given different suggestions. So Isha and girls, they have a different opinion, and Adikesh and boys have another opinion. So there is a difference in opinion, right? So there I have to treat it as plural in form. So such cases I need to use plural verb. Okay, in a collective noun, you are free to use either singular or plural according to the situation. Adelio, pay attention here in the class. Are you chatting with your friends?
No, ma'am, I'm writing. Let's know.
Show me. Okay, fine. So children, so with a collective noun, you can use either singular or you can use either plural. If it is scattered idea, use plural. If it is a united, if the idea is completely united or it's a common single one, then you can use a singular one. Okay, according to the situation, you are free to use or free to fix a verb with collective nouns. Okay, now rule number 8. This is also we discussed here. According to rule number 8, if you want to use a wish in your sentence, we are not talking about had and all. We are talking about only was and were usages. If you include the word wish in your sentence, remember, you must use or you must replace where with was. You cannot use was with a wish. The word where replaces was in sentences that expresses a wish. I wish I were a rich person. In reality, I am from a mediocre family. I'm not so much rich. I am from a middle class family. And I wish I were rich. Okay, I wish it were Friday. Actually, today is Saturday, but I wish it were Sunday or Monday or Wednesday, whatever it is. I wish it were in raining. Actually, outside you can see a downpour. It's very heavy rain outside, but you wish it were in raining. So all such sentences, you can use the word were, weren't. So the was is just ignored, and if it is a sentence which is actually talking about a wish, in such sentences you can use were instead of was. Clear? We are revising the topic. Okay, now rule number 9. I request everybody to pay attention here. This has a connection with rule number 4. According to rule number 4, I said, if you use besides, together with, no less than, as well as such expressions in a sentence to connect to 2 singular nouns, there I have told you to use only a singular verb, right? if two nouns or two pronouns connected using as well as, together with, no less than, except, accompanied by, or such expressions, as well as also, I said we need to use a singular verb. If the phrase is written, if an extension to the subject is written within brackets, that can be ignored and can only think about the subject and can be used an appropriate verb, I said. But here, according to rule number 9, it takes a different opinion, because according to rule number 9, it says that when two subjects are joined by as well as, I repeat, when two subjects are joined by as well as, the verb agrees in number and person with the first one. We don't want to think about the subject used after as well as. We need to think about only the first subject. Okay, we need to think about only the first subject, whether it is singular or plural. According to the subject only, we need to use the verb if it is connected using as well as. So here, the father as well as his sons. You know, the father, 4 sons. Okay, father, one person, he has 4 sons with him. So please note it. The father as well as his 4 sons is industrious or are industrious. Here it is industrious because we need to consider only the first subject. We don't want to think about the second one or the subject used after as well as. We can even use the same method right from as well as, just ignore the words up to the verb. So what remains here? If you cut right from as well as up to the subject near to is or near to verb, what remains here? Only father remains. The first subject remains here. So the first subject is singular. So we can use a singular verb here. Now look at the second one. Again, the same method can be used here also. The teacher as well as the students. Teacher, one singular in form. Students, 37 students of 9A. Okay, there are 37 students in class 9A and only one teacher. Okay, 1:37 is the strength. Okay, we are connecting one teacher with 37 students of 9A using as well as. Just remove the words right from as well as up to the verb. Okay, so here we just removed the 37 students and also the word as well as. So what remains? Only the teacher remains. Teacher is singular in form, so you can use has here. Am I clear? This is a method or this is a technique. These kind of questions, see, if you have a plan in future for writing PSC examination and all, or any competitive examination and all in future, this is the technique you can apply, this cutting of words and identifying the right appropriate verb. Keep this in your mind. This will guide you to score good marks. Subject verb agreement is a very important topic for all the competitive batch examinations. Okay, and also for 10th standard also, this plays a very vital role, very important role. Now 10th one, the 10th question, children, or the 10th rule, children, under subject verb agreement. I hope all the 9 rules are clear. Do you have any doubt regarding any one of these rules discussed here? If there is any doubt, you can raise it out. Up to rule number 9, if you find anything difficult, you please share it with me. We'll have a discussion here. No. So let us discuss rule number 10. Tom, is that clear for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Isha? Adelio? Adigesh?
Yes, ma'am.
Jairus?
Yes, ma'am.
Jairus. Lynette?
Yes, ma'am.
Anantita?
Yes, ma'am.
Sridev?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Abhiram? Is that okay for you? Okay. Nandana? Amin Shafiq? Amin, is that clear? Amin Shafiq, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Hrithvik, am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Pooja? Okay, fine. Amaljit baby?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Navneet?
Yes, ma'am.
Kira?
Yes, ma'am.
Nikhila?
Yes, ma'am.
Nandana? Okay, Lakshmi also. All both the Lakshmis. Ellen. Okay, so let me share the screen again. Rule number 10, children. Okay, we have rule number 10 here. According to rule number 10, when the plural noun is a proper name for some single object or some collective unit, it must be followed by a singular verb. I repeat, when the plural noun is a proper name for some single object. So the Arabian Nights, you know, it is a collection of stories, and that is actually in one single booklet, right? So this is plural in form, but singular in usage. Okay, such cases, and this is Arabian Nights, it's the name of or the title of a book. So this is a proper noun. So there we can use a singular verb. The United States, as you all know, India is a country with the 20. How many states are there in India?
28 states and
28 states and how many union territories? We had a discussion about this earlier. How many union territories? 8 union territories. Okay, I have told you to check and come, right? So there are 28 states and 8 union territories in India. And no, we are not even thinking about Kerala separate, Tamil Nadu separate, Karnataka separate. We are unitedly saying that we are Indians, right? We are a proud Indians, right? I am an Indian, Lynette is an Indian, Jairus is an Indian, Abhiram is an Indian, Isha is an Indian, Tom is an Indian, right? We are all Indians. We are not thinking about 28 different states. We are not thinking about 8 different union territories, right? But there is a feeling in our heart that we are all proud Indians. India is our motherland, right? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so children, let me share the screen for you. So rule number 10. So such cases, though India, it is divided 28 states and 8 union territories also, we are thinking it as a one single country. Such cases, India is my motherland. I can use India is. United States has a big navy. Many states together, but it is United States. It's a name United States. For us, it is United States of America, right? We're not thinking each state different. Texas is different. Some other place is different. No, we are not thinking in that way. We are thinking it as a whole country. And for us, we need to use, or we are using this plural noun in the form of a singular in form. So we need to use only a singular verb here after this proper name. Gulliver's Travels. You know, Gulliver has visited Lilliput. Gulliver, he has visited Lilliput, where small people are one finger size people. And also he has visited to the gigantic world also, where he was very, very small and the enormous size of people were all roaming around there, right? So he had visited many places during his travel. But that Gulliver's Travel is a collection of book, one single book. So we need to use only was there. As you all know, how many books are there with the same title called Harry Potter?
7.
How many? 7. Only 7, Sridhar? Only 7 books under the title of Harry Potter.
8 books.
How many?
8.
8 books. Can you name the 8th one?
Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
Harry Potter and the
Cursed Child.
Cursed? Last
Child.
word. Time. Okay. So this.
Cursed Child.
I'm not getting. I'm not familiar with the
Cursed
title.
Child.
Cursed child.
Okay, tide. Okay, fine. Okay. Could you please
And
tell me the
child.
spelling?
Child.
Child. Okay, what was the story in it?
I haven't
I know
read
only
that.
3, but Goblet of Fire I'm familiar with. Azkaban also I'm familiar with. I'm familiar with the Philosopher's Stone and all, but I'm not familiar with the 6th onwards. The titles also, I know only Harry Potter. I'm not thinking about its subtitles. Okay, but still, for us, Harry Potter means it's a story of a magical world where a child is defeating the evils, right? So that is the only thing in our mind. So it is, though it is a collection of stories, it is for us, it is one single booklet or single story, right? Which gives only, if it is written collection of stories, if it is a written series, then we may be thinking at book by book, right? Goblet of Fire, Azkaban, or we are thinking about different titles. But still, Harry Potter, like a person, like, and Wimpy Kid also. How many series are there under Wimpy Kid? No idea. Okay, leave it. So whatever it is, we may get different books, but it is coming under only one title, right? So there we need to use a singular verb. Okay, so if it is a proper noun and that is actually representing a plural in form, but in use it is singular, then we need to use a singular verb. Okay, this is rule number 10. Now rule number 11. I think we didn't even discuss about rule number 11, right?
No, ma'am, we discussed up to 12.
Yes or no?
We discussed up to 12.
Up to 12. Okay. Rule number 11. Second period, I'll start the new one. Rule number 11, children. Remember, a singular verb follows many, each, every, everyone, anybody, either, neither, no one, nobody. If you use any one of these words in your sentence, remember, you need to begin your sentence, or you need to ask your question, or you need to fit a singular verb in it. Many a man has ruined his life for want of a good guide. Each of the boys was, each of the boys, among the boys, each one. Okay, among the boys, each one. We are talking about Amin, we are talking about Surya Dev, we are talking about Sri Dev, we are talking about Tom. So among the boys, each one was given a pen. Okay, so here it is one, actually one each of the boys. Each of the boys, that means each one of the boys, they get a pen. Okay, so it is was. We are talking about one in a group, individual one in a group. So there we need to use singular verb. Every one of the hotels is full. Every one of the hotels. There we are actually using a plural verb, but still we are talking about individual, or we are talking about each. We are talking about almost all the hotels there. Okay, in a group, we are talking about individual or a single one. So there we need to treat it as singular in form. So we have to use only a singular verb. Either of the candidates. Either and neither. Normally it is talking about group of two. Okay, either of the candidates. Among the candidates, each one. Amin and Suryadev are the candidates, mean Amin and also Suryadev. Okay, we are talking about individuals in a group. So either of the candidates has stolen the book. You cannot say have. Don't think about here. You just think about here. Okay, so you can use only individual, that is individual in form. So we have to use only singular verb. Exactly the same. Neither of the two plants. Neither of the two plants. There are two plants. Neither of both. We are not thinking about each one. We just ignore both the plans. Okay, we are not planning to use, or there is no approval for both the plans. Okay, so each one, the stress is on each one. Neither of the two plans was approved. So such cases use a singular verb. This is rule number 11. So children, rule number 12 to the last rule we'll be discussing in the next period. Thank you. I hope this is okay for you. The revision is okay for you and you're not getting bored. I know that you're getting bored, but still we need to plan for our next class. So we'll start from rule number 12 and we'll complete the subject verb agreement by today. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.